background in LA, and now I'm here, and it's like I did the circle thing because I was like, my background sucks so much. How do I crop it?
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Dude, yeah, dude. Those look clean, man. I've been loving it. Okay, wow. They're okay.
Yeah. I did the
Looks like we're going live right now.
I'm gonna rejoin this. Give me 1 second.
Okay, we're now live streaming.
Yeah.
Wow.
Dude.
Those look clean, man. I've been loving it. Okay, wow. They're oh wait, am I live streaming on the wrong channel?
I'm gonna rejoin this. Give me 1 second.
I think we're live streaming on the wrong channel.
Yeah, dude. Those look clean, man. I've been loving it.
Oh wait, who's got YouTube on?
Are we gonna see the chat in Zoom?
I want to make sure am I on my spam channel or my real channel? Have you guys seen the? Can you guys watch? You know what? I can do it. Let me look on YouTube to see whether we're on. Oh yeah, we're on. Yeah, 20 people are watching. Okay, let me go to yeah, okay, cool. So we can monitor it. I see Ed. I see I want to make sure am I on my spam channel or my real channel? And we got Photoshop Facile. We got Random Films. We got Sean Singh. Awesome, cool. Hey guys, so while we're getting everyone in, we'll just tell you kind of guys what we're doing. So we're testing out this new, I mean, maybe it's not new, but new to me, thing where we can actually Zoom on YouTube, connecting Zoom with YouTube Live. And so we have the incredible Sean, we have Coffee Liquor, Herman, and then we have Dave. I think we're about to get in a set. Now, if you guys, so you three go onto YouTube, and then you can put the sound on like mute, and then you can see the comments.
Yeah, I've got that set up.
Okay, perfect. We got Ed, we got AJ, we got Kosh, got the fam here. This is dope. Got Momin. Cool, awesome. So guys, this is what we're planning on doing. I want to do these lives where we have the whole team getting on live. Like, it'd be cool if we had time to do it like once a week. We'll see how everyone schedules vibes with this, but we want to like do like a Q&A, kind of get some suggestions from you guys as far as content you'd like to see. Maybe just talk about the film industry at large. Maybe talk about some people you might want to see on the channel. But yeah, this is cool. This is like literally an impromptu little thing. We didn't plan this at all. We're gonna take questions. Let's take some questions and see how this goes. First of all, before we take questions, where's everyone viewing from that's watching right now? Like what city / country? That's right, Ed, I see you. Maybe I should actually put my headphones on so there's no echo.
There we go.
All right, guys. Get my chat figured out. Anyone writing in chat? So we have we got Kosh, just watched True Story by Kevin Hart, nice. Do I like Planet Shakers? Yeah, Planet Shakers, all right. I haven't listened to him in a while. Ed's in Sacramento.
What was that one Planet Shaker song? Nothing is impossible. That's a good song. That song pumps me up.
Oh, is that Planet Shakers? Yeah, I know that song.
But it's a good one.
We got AJ from Lagos, and we got Photoshop Facile from Brazil. Nice. That's awesome, guys. So how's everyone surviving the pandemic? Anyone working on some interesting projects? Working on Unreal Engine. Hey guys, real quick, I'm gonna spit a question out to you guys. How many of you guys are kind of getting into the, other than Sean, like the 3D world, like working with like Unreal Engine, Blender, Cinema 4D, at least texture, lighting, 3D modeling type of software?
I wish I was, but it seems like such an intimidating world because I can see the potential in it, man. It's like just virtual production is absolutely insane on, it just feels so limitless. But yeah, I wish I could get into it because a lot of people are hopping on and I'm just seeing amazing things that are happening there.
I feel like I feel like everyone, and not only everyone, I feel like there's a lot of like young folks getting into it. I'm always seeing people on Instagram, even our intern, Peter, Computer Peter in in Nigeria. He's killing it. Just these young kids, you're like, yo, this is probably gonna be like the new generation of creatives. They're all doing like they're going past After Effects. Obviously, they're taking it to this next level, and then computers are getting cheaper. So yeah, it's amazing.
I saw a thing with Unreal, maybe it was on Film Riot, but yeah, the idea that it's just all live rendering, and so you can just do so much more, and a director who's not good at 3D animation can be there with goggles or whatever. I mean, it's kind of how they're doing Avatar, I think, as well. I've seen James Cameron, a lot of his stuff is kind of all done live, and yeah, it's just so much easier to do 3D animation. It's still expensive to do the higher end stuff, but it's pretty crazy. The doors are definitely opening up.
We're doing David, I guess you're the only one that knows. We're doing like a Runway ML week this week on the channel, and like that's not quite 3D animation, but it's kind of like the world of AI. If you combine all these worlds that are happening, as far as like computer, just hardware becoming cheaper, software becoming more available, and accessible. You have this incredible world of like AI, and then you add like the cheapening of internet. Internet speeds are getting faster and cheaper. And then what else is like another aspect to it? Film equipment's getting cheaper. Like it's going to be amazing as far as just like creatives in this new generation are not going to have really any barriers to entry as far as being able to create great things. It's just going to be a matter of like how much time they want to put into like building their skills up. It's amazing.
Yeah, I just saw a clip of like Tarantino talking about, someone asked him, could they still make movies or get into the industry like you did? And then he's like, yeah, you can just make what was his first movie called again? Reservoir Dogs. He's like, just make Reservoir Dogs. And the idea being, I don't know, I think it's like the technology is so much easier. You can
Quentin Tarantino was Reservoir. No.
On a way lower budget than even he did nowadays.
Yeah.
And it is crazy how few people are. I feel like everyone's trying too much to copy other people. I don't know. There should be like a new wave of indie filmmakers, and there is. I'm not sure why the era of Tarantino and like Kevin Smith, when they all came up, it was so like prominent. Maybe
indie filmmakers
in the mix. I don't know, like because no one stands out. I feel like there hasn't been a Tarantino or a, like those guys. There's this whole like 90s independent movie moment that happened that I don't know. I feel
do you guys see yourself as filmmakers, like long form filmmakers, as far as what you want to eventually like graduate to at the end of the day?
That's what I want to personally. Yeah, for sure.
I could see you doing that. What about you, Herman or Dave?
I would say I consider myself a filmmaker, but I wouldn't say long term or like a long form content. I've kind of like decided that I just want to stick with short form content, and I think it's better for myself to know what I want to specialize instead of like aiming or like wavering between like long form or short form. Like that's kind of like where my experience has been and where my passion is. And I don't know, it's just something I kind of defined myself quite early on because I went to film school and everyone there, they just want to direct like their next, feature film and like get big and stuff like that, right? But when I went there. Like I felt like a bit like an odd one out in not being interested in long form content. So yeah, that's how I see myself at least.
Wow. What about you, Dave?
I don't know. I'm not wired that way. I enjoy storyline and stuff like that. Can you hear me? Am I coming through?
Yeah, perfectly.
Yeah. I enjoy storyline and stuff like that, and I think I'm kind of I've learned to appreciate that, but I think I'm more of a short form creator, kind of leaning towards the music side a bit more.
Yeah.
That's kind of my lane, I think. Still trying to figure it out, like, but yeah.
I kind of see myself as short form too. I haven't really tried a lot of long form, so who knows? Maybe I'd like it. It just seems like a lot of money, effort, and not a lot of return on investment. So you need to really have the passion to be able to like pursue that. I feel like, and I don't know if I quite have. What I realized that I do have a passion for storytelling though, and but as I think we've all talked about on the channel at some point, like you can incorporate storytelling in any length of project, and it's almost essential, right?
Yeah, definitely. I think once you get in deep, you've probably seen it, Herman, in like filmmaking school. It can get, like, I've learned to appreciate movies now a lot more because I know what comes, like the shots and the lighting and all that. I'm like, I don't want to be one of those Rotten Tomato guys like, this movie sucked. Like, I can't do that because I know how much effort goes into all that stuff. I haven't been around it as much as I'd like to, but I think just to observe sometimes I'd like to do that.
Oh, so such a huge appreciation to people who get into long form content and making narrative films, because like the commitment to the production in that are like longer than my romantic relationships. It's like getting married to a project.
Gosh.
Oh man. Yeah. Wow.
But the Herman, did you check that? Have you checked out the runway stuff?
No, I think this is the first time that I heard about that runway stuff.
Really? Josh, I'd love to do like it'd be fun to do it now, but to do like a live green screen test. So Herman does it in After Effects, and then we do it in runway.
We can do that.
Yeah,
I think we can do that
now.
Like, I'll let you share your screen later. Or,
dude, Herman, rotoscoping, it does it like scarily fast. It's like in real time, basically. You can rotoscope.
Bring it. Can you bring it up? I'm gonna have you do it. I allowed everyone to share permission to share your screen. Just get runway up in the background, and then we can switch it over to you. You can show the folks. That's a good idea. Let's answer some questions in the meantime. Let's see. I see at least one question from Maple Joker. Must be a Canadian. Hey now. I don't know. What are your thoughts about earning a decent income as a VFX artist? Since it's more available, do you think it will drop the quality of entry VFX and therefore the price of it for others? Oh, what do you think? I'm gonna let Herman answer that first.
All right, there we go. It's hard to say because I never ever advertise myself as a VFX artist. So, but I can kind of give you my 2 cents as like my opinion on it. And I think it goes with any industry, I suppose. And when it comes to like filmmaking, I just feel like whenever there's like a lowering of a barrier of entry, and using filmmaking as an example because it's more accessible, kind of like what Josh was talking about earlier, where everything's become a lot cheaper than what it used to be to like, get a camera, getting lights, equipment, and stuff like that. It does kind of like skew with clients' perspective on how much they should charge for a video, because it feels like, oh, my teenage like nephew can shoot product videos on his iPhone. Like, why should I charge, or why should you charge, or why should I give you like this amount of money when I can just hire my nephew? And there's always going to be that kind of like battle. So I think that
then hire your nephew.
Yeah, exactly. Right. So
how you do that.
So I feel like there's always been kind of this argument, and I do think that, you know, because things are becoming more accessible, and, you know, people have so many more resources to like learn VFX tutorials, you know, through tutorials, even through Josh's channel, you know, there's so many resources, but it doesn't mean that, you know, how would I say it? There is more competition, but at the same time, it should kind of motivate you to improve as well, so that you can stand out. And that goes with like any niche that you go into, I think. So yeah, I think that's kind of my thoughts on it.
I would agree. I think that the market is, you know, all markets are getting flooded out to some extent, you know, as stuff gets more accessible. But I think it's slower than people would expect, because on top of the availability of the tool, you have to have the person willing to commit to actually be skillful in utilizing that tool. So when I look at like say your work, Herman, specifically as far as, you know, some of the VFX I've seen you do, like all those tools are available, but people aren't going to be able to do what you're able to do unless they really put their mind to it, you know. Yeah, I was like, Elon Musk said something that I think is applicable, that I thought it was really interesting. It got me thinking, where he was like, he has this thing where he doesn't do patents. He's like not a person that ever does patents. Actually, I don't know if I agree with, you know, patents seem like something I'd want to definitely have or whatever, but his it was very interesting, and I respected kind of what his idea was. He was like, he said something along the lines of, you don't need patents because you're always, I mean, his team's always looking to innovate. Like if you're ever innovating, so no one's going to be able to ever catch up to you. And so even if they copy you, they'll be like 2 years behind, you know? And I was like, yeah, that's actually a really, whether you take out patents or not, it's a good mentality to have, because you'll always be ahead. So I guess you could think of the same and create, as far as creating content.
Yeah, definitely. I think the ability of innovating and coming up with new ideas is far more valuable than like possibly, you know, stealing an idea, because you too focused on copying other people. But if you're like focused on innovating, like good luck catching up with people if you train yourself to just keep up with what's going on.
Yeah,
I think that.
Look at some more questions. Is Dave painting or dusting?
This is my OCD. I've got like a paintbrush.
Oh, I didn't even see that.
No, I just like I'll do my desk and then keyboard. Yeah, it's just a bit of OCD, keeping everything.
I need one of those balls.
Clean for the resale.
So, you guys any more questions? Oh, we got Bernie in the house. That's dope. Bernie, I think Bernie, you still like up in Chicago? I think that's where he is.
I love how many people Josh knows.
Yeah, these are all just fam.
Like, just knows everyone.
It's fam bam up in here. And Lisa. I think it's cool. Like these lives have been so like, just so far, they've been really unplanned, and you know, that I feel like it's kind of like the same group a lot, that because I recognize a lot of the names as far as anytime we go on live. And so I'm hoping, like, I know we've all talked about it at some point, like, hey, we got to do lives more like systematically, like, you know, scheduled. And now that we can do this, I think this makes live a lot more interesting than like me just sitting in front of the computer trying to figure out, you know, do a monologue.
In your big hotel living room.
Oh yeah, that's right. And the Sheridan, man, that Sheridan memories, man. Getting my computer stolen, sketchy staff, downtown LA. That's how downtown LA is for you.
Yeah, so one guy says, I feel like you need a hefty system to use those programs. Herman, did you manage to sort out your system? Makes me come back to that.
Kind of, yeah. I've been having this really like terrible ongoing issue with my computer where for like the past half a year, for some reason, I'd be doing something in Premiere or After Effects. And it first happened when I was dynamic linking. And when that happened, my computer would freeze. And then the screens would go black. and then after a couple seconds, it might come back up, either that or it'll just stay black. And then I had to like manually reset my PC. And I was trying to repeat the action or like whatever was causing it, and then it wouldn't work. So I'd be like, okay, well, let's just ignore it. And then I'd keep editing, and then it would eventually happen again. And I'm just wondering, like, what exactly is it? Is it like my CPU?
Right.
Is it my RAM? Is it just like the usage? And couldn't figure it out. Couldn't ever figure it out until like recently, sort of.
Yeah.
I kept swapping my parts basically. I thought it was like a faulty
Got you.
graphics card, so I replaced my graphics card. And graphics cards are not cheap these days, so it was just kind of like, all right,
Raise
well,
mine
I
in
don't want to
Bitcoin,
like,
that's why.
yeah, I don't want to, yeah, exactly. I don't want to like deal with this trouble anymore. So I'll just pay the marked up price, whatever. And then I kept having the same problem. So I was like, what the hell?
It's probably the software.
Yeah,
probably an
that's
Adobe
what
issue.
I'm thinking as well. Because I replaced more things. I replaced my CPU. I replaced my motherboard. At this point, the only thing I haven't replaced is my RAM and I guess like the SSD that my OS is running on. And I'm
Right.
pretty sure it's an Adobe thing at this point.
Yeah.
But
It usually is.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
only asking that because like I think it's good for people to know that our systems get stuck all the time. It's like we're working through the same exact stuff. Like
it doesn't
Yeah.
matter what kind of system that you have, honestly. Like I've done so many things, like heavier animations just off like a laptop before for like heavier productions. And like there are workarounds, and definitely if you have a more powerful system, obviously it's smoother, right? But you know, it can be a bit of a limitation, but at the same time, I wouldn't say that it's a really good excuse to stop you from doing like creative things.
Speaking of VFX, Dave, I'm gonna have you get on Runway, and we're gonna
let
answer
me see
some
if I can do
questions
this.
real quick.
um,
How much should I charge for YouTube Shorts on Fiverr? Ooh, charging question. That's always such an interesting question. How much should I charge? So many variables. On Fiverr too. Fiverr might be.
Fiverr's a tricky one. I think
So,
my experience with Fiverr is it's an entry level thing. So it's more for the buyers than it is. Sorry, it's more for the buyers than it is for the sellers. So I've had it where through Fiverr you create a few relationships and then you take that off Fiverr.
that's what you
But
do.
at the
Sure.
same time,
Upwork too.
yeah. But at the same time, as soon as you make that relationship with someone at this price, every relationship you make through that person is on the same price range. So you kind of have to go either be super like, abrupt and be like, no, this is what I'm charging, or maybe I don't want to
always
say
thought, like,
bias, but yeah.
What if you like had a Fiverr account and you were like kind of on the higher tier, and then you just paid like lower tier people to do your higher tier work, and you kind of created like a sweatshop, I guess. In a way.
That's
not
kind of a sweatshop, but
I don't know.
that's kind of what it is.
Yeah.
At least I've heard people use the system before where they would basically outsource artists, like graphic artists or like stuff like that, to do like, smaller jobs, so that they can, reap more of the reward and basically delegating tasks, right? And that's been working for them.
Don't take my advice. Yeah, well, okay, here's what I'd say. Fiverr may not be the best choice. Fiverr, I remember I used to use Fiverr as a buyer just to get people to like rotoscope stuff out, because obviously it was cheap. And but I don't know. Fiverr just leaves a bad taste in my mouth for a lot of reasons. Like I think it's, I don't know. Maybe I shouldn't say more. Basically,
it devalues creators.
Yeah, there's a lot of.
It comes down to, if you want something done properly, you're gonna have to pay for it and have that relationship with the person. I think, at least. So
it's an interesting concept, though.
Yeah.
All right, so we got someone from Australia. Long, love these lives. So the time difference is weird, but it's dope. Awesome. Oh, thanks for joining us.
It's not too bad in Australia, though, is it?
Right now,
It's in Australia.
People
like
are just
9 o'clock,
waking
maybe?
up. Yeah,
9 a.m.?
something like that. It's the morning.
I doubt we'll get any Europeans in here. maybe.
Oh, someone says handsome people. Hey. All right, so let's Dave, we'll have you show us.
All right, I was just testing it out. Okay, I'll do this really quick. This is a video I've been working on. So this is Runway. I'm gonna have to move you guys around.
Okay, guys, so this is Runway ML. This is I'll give you guys a little bit of context. So Runway ML is, we're doing a bunch of videos about them this week. They are a very promising company that they're doing a lot of stuff. They're doing everything on the web. So everything is browser based. We've had a lot of time, all of us, to kind of like do every sort of project available, like that we could think of as far as on Runway, kind of just test it out. We're all Adobe people, obviously. And so we're like, okay, this is kind of the first non-Adobe creative software, at least that I've used. Unless you're geniuses like Sean, who works in all sorts of stuff in a while. And so it's been actually pretty cool. We'll kind of explain the whole rambit of things during next week. But right now, it's a software that you cannot completely use by itself as far as a lot of the workflows that we're doing. But it's a very, very intelligent software, especially when it's used in conjunction with, like, say, Premiere, After Effects.
Yeah, I think at the moment, at least, I totally agree with that. So yeah, basically, you upload your clips, and so all this stuff on the left is in the cloud. So I've uploaded all these clips. I'm just going to drag this to my timeline. And the one thing I've been super impressed by, so this is a clip that's been loaded in. I'll just change the dimensions really quick.
Oh, Dub said you liked a Instagram video of mine, long-time watcher. I've run into the wall where I don't want to do free gigs anymore. Oh, that means a lot, man. Thanks for remembering that I liked one of your videos. Let me read the question. So you don't want to do free gigs anymore. It's the best way to cross over. Huh, that's a good question. We'll get to that after Dave's done.
Cool. I'm just going to rotoscope this really quick. So basically, clips loaded in.
You say that like it's gonna take like 2 seconds. I'm really excited.
Yeah. All right. So you go into green screen, and basically you get given this like point machine. So you just make all the points that you want rotoscoped out. And I hope this works. Just like we're doing this live. So there it is.
Hey.
Rotoscoped it.
Okay, then play through it. Let's see how well it does. How well it goes.
So yeah, and then when you play through it, I've just pressed the play button. Don't fail me now. It's coming. We're zooming as well.
Yeah, we're putting zoom. Hey, this is your M1 though.
Yeah, well, it's all cloud based, isn't it?
There it is. Mac enthusiasts. Now it's working well.
So it's done most of the work there, and then
dude, that's dope.
It's pretty crazy. But then they've added this brush tool, which I'm just like super excited about. So you've got the size of the brush there, you feather it, but then you can go in and manually like draw what you rotoscoped out, and then it kind of uses that information for the next frames along. So, and then like right here, it hasn't included my what am I doing here?
Just as he's doing that, guys, I want you guys to kind of think about what the equivalent would be. The equivalent would be using like RotoBrush 2, right? Which is amazing. Yeah. We did a ton of videos about that. RotoBrush 2 killed the game as far as taking stuff out. I never used RotoBrush 1. It just didn't work. RotoBrush 2 surprisingly just knocked it out of the park. I would say this green screen thing with Runway ML is probably, I would say 10 times more accurate, which I didn't think I could even say after RotoBrush 2.
Yeah. So it's pretty much done it. Like obviously you can go in and create extra keyframes, but like the bulk of the work has been done. And then you go back and like that's been all alphaed out.
It's pretty dope.
So this is like the next tutorial. I don't know when you're releasing these, Josh, but the next tutorial, one of the tutorials I did was just working on this, and then I'll give a sneak peek to people.
Quick question: as you're getting that out, is there a way to export out alpha channels? Do you know?
Yeah, you can export with a green screen or
Oh, I was trying to figure that out. I was like, dang, this would be really nice if there's. So that's the only issue. That's the only option right now. Green screen.
no,
Is
you
it
can export like the
browser? Is this software like from a browser, or is that just
It's all browser based, dude.
what?
Dude, so
yeah.
you can import ProRes, export out ProRes. You could be doing this on like a Google Chromebook. I remember saying in my tutorial because you just have to have a internet connection. You don't have to have a strong computer.
Yeah,
It's
so
all
this
in
is
your
what
browser.
this is what I came up with, and then I used some of Sean's like scribble stuff around. If you see, obviously it's like it's missing a few things here and there, but for the final export, I exported the clip and then went in and animated like some camera stuff, just like zooming in and stuff. But I was pretty impressed with it, to be honest.
That's a really impressive tool, especially
Looks really
in
good, dude.
browser. Yeah.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Bernie
Yeah,
says,
like-
"Yep."
Go on, sorry.
He's asking, "Do you need a fire internet connection?" I don't know.
I think as long as the where you need your internet connection is uploading the files. So
Mhm.
I've done it before for a project. I chopped up all the clips I needed and then uploaded them and then rotoscoped them out and then kind of brought them back to my machine. But if like internet's a problem, like as long as the clips are uploaded and everything's in the cloud, it runs like pretty smooth, I'd say.
Actually said that. So good point. I was wondering whether it. Yeah, once it's in, you could have. I think I have like 100 up internet here, and it's perfectly fine. I was talking to Runway about that. I talked about this in the tutorial about like, man, this looks amazing. Like, so the behind the scenes of Runway, I think, is smarter than the alternative. I would say at this point, you can't access it all yet, but you're going to be able to soon.
Dude, some of the stuff that he was telling us about, I was like, what? Like some scary stuff. Like obviously we can't say anything, but it's like what's being innovated, what they're talking about is like it's out there.
But my big thing was the internet thing seems like a bottleneck. Like I don't know if I want to edit in my browser. It just seems like but his response was really cool. The guy that runs Runway, and he was talking about how soon internet is not going to be a thing that, like with 5G and all these upcoming technologies, like everyone, even in any country, the internet's not going to be an issue. And so he's kind of like vouching for that.
I'm running
smart
fiber at my office in LA, and it's crazy the speeds I can get and the things I can do, and how fast I can transfer files faster than hard drives sometimes, than like loading it to a hard drive. So
yeah,
as long as you don't live in Australia, you're gonna be fine.
yeah. I think for me the biggest thing was, especially before upgrading my computer, was whenever you're like doing tracking or rotoscoping, you kind of have to leave your machine for a bit because your graphics card is like just clogged up. You can't do much. But Runway just runs on the cloud. So you just rotoscope at something, and before you go to do something else, it's probably like already done the bulk of the work, but it just means your CPU is free for other stuff. So that was a huge plus for me doing it. But also thinking of what you said, Josh, if you wanted to, I wonder if this would work if you upload like a lower res file. So like even if it's like 1080p, upload it, and then you just rotoscope everything out and just download the alpha. So you've just got the matte key, and then you just bring it back in and just track mat it.
Wow. I was going to ask if it will export as track mats, because it seems really useful. I would think that the only thing to really like be aware of is if you're downscaling it and then rotoing it, then you don't get that same sharpness. But still, like
maybe like a little feathered.
Yeah, a little bit, right?
Yeah.
That's dope. That's smart though. That's cool.
Yeah. They've got some other things I want to explore. Is like depth maps they've done. So this is like you can export the depth map, and then I've been thinking if like well, you probably know this, Herman. Oh, and you, Sean. It's like you could get the depth map and then just like start animating it in After Effects, like your 3D photos like people do. And it's all AI based, so it'll just do it for you. So you don't have to like go into Photoshop and gray out, mask stuff out. Yeah, I think
Yeah.
things are moving
It's pretty sick.
quick.
I want to show you guys something real quick. I'm going to show you guys my project. This will take 2 seconds. Just to show you another cool example of this. Okay, let's see.
The one thing that's made me think of like the question earlier about VFX and getting in your foot in the door and stuff. I think the challenge I find as a VFX artist is like just staying ahead and staying on top, because then you're like, yeah, I could do that in 5 hours and someone else can do it in an hour because some new piece of technology or software has like made what you do obsolete. So it's like you have to keep up constantly. Otherwise some kid comes in and he's like steals your job.
The
Yeah.
youngins.
I think it comes back to storyline and ideas. You see all those Instagram VFX guys. Like, I can't necessarily say that most of them what they do is like super hard, but it's the idea behind it that's like super like cool. Like your Raptors animation, like you started. It's just like a cool concept, and then you obviously you go ahead and execute it. But I think it's like coming up with those ideas that you have to kind of train yourself to do.
I think it's tapping into whatever it is too that you do that's you, because that's going to be the signature that's added to it. It's not about impressing with a skill. It's just your voice is that standing out, and that's what people like.
You guys ready for this?
Mm-hmm.
All you BTS fans, don't get too crazy. All right, so you guys see this? All these four gents or 7 gents. Let's check this out. Yeah, find the perfect like hero shot. Can you guys see it?
Yeah.
Okay, so check this out. Runway ML, same software, same browser-based editor that we've been in this whole time. Green screen. Go to the green screen window. A little click. Let's just see if I can do it in 1 click. Let's see if it gets all of them. Bam! See that? See that? Okay, now check this out. Y'all aren't ready for this. Look at this. I discovered this last night. Bam! Dang! Dang! That's like 10 hours right there.
Putting all the VFX artists out of work.
They're all dancing. Now check this out. I'm gonna go back.
Go back, duplicate the clip, and then I've been doing like the little shift thing, so that you kind of create like an extra
Shifting. Oh,
so I've just been like shifting everything so it creates like a little duplicate like unfolding mask thing.
Chrome has had some bugs, but I mean, I don't think they've quite fixed it yet. But
it's like what it's doing is super promising though.
Yeah, this is crazy. You guys see that?
Like, yeah, it's crazy. Like,
yeah.
My thought is, what's my excuse of not upping my social media game now?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? If it takes me like not long to rotoscope stuff out, I best be doing something with that.
Yeah, it's just so cool. It's like the potential is just crazy. Okay, so tell me, Dave, is there a way to export out an alpha channel, like for the transparent background?
If you go to export, it should give you some options.
Dope. Yo, we got the Puff Man. What's up, man? Puff Man, Clubhouse, bro. And we got Bernie. I've killed computers doing this. Yeah, right.
But there was a question for me by Untapped Hip Hop TV. I'm not sure if they're still here. But it's about Drake animations and more breakdowns.
Oh,
if we
yeah.
want more breakdowns, just like comment on what. Otherwise, eventually I will do some more. But if there's anything specifically people are like want to know more about, then that'll help me know what to start with.
Yeah, I think that tutorial was like brilliantly done. I was like, I watched it and I was like, all right, I need to definitely do like some stuff differently from what I liked. But I think what I'd like to know is like probably take one aspect of what you did and like you could probably break it down like a 4-minute video.
Yeah, like a bunch of chunks. I could probably do like an
Yeah.
over course or something. And there's even more things to touch on that I didn't even do in that video, um like rigging, character rigging and stuff, and then joysticks and sliders. Like you can create a face that can talk, and that stuff's really fun. So I might just whole new animation cartoon and be like, all right, we're gonna do the face. Okay, this episode
definitely.
episode do the backgrounds. But yeah, that'd be cool. Oh yeah, Untapped Hip Hop TV is there. So
Yeah. You've
Yeah,
got
shout out
about
to,
6 tutorials you could probably do there.
yeah,
Sean,
I'll
you're
give
freaking genius.
good stuff to work on. Yeah, keep me busy. All right, I'm gonna head out though, guys.
See you, Sean.
Happy December 4th. This was fun. Definitely want to do it again.
Thanks, man. We'll probably end this in like
Yeah.
10 minutes.
Cool.
All right. See you, Sean. Shout out to the Nigerian fam I see sneaking in there.
I look forward to seeing what Herman comes up with using in Runway.
Bro.
I bet his next one is like, look at all this stuff, just rotoscoping everything.
See, that's what I would do right now. Runway, especially that I know you can export out alpha channels. Bam, you could just throw it out. Like think about music videos, right? Like the few times I've used Fiverr, right? I was just like, I don't have any budget. I need a bunch of stuff rotoscoped out. I don't even know what VFX thing I want to do, but I just know it would help if this was all rotoscoped out. Bam, Fiverr, do it for whatever. Came back, half of it sucked, but whatever, rotoscoping has been really hard to do as of now. So it's like, what can you expect? Now you can do it all yourself, crazy accurate. It's like a whole new world.
Yeah, you just rotoscope stuff for fun just to see what it would look like.
And now that it's so accessible, like you can actually experiment with it without pouring in so much time for little result possibly, right? Now you can actually try those ideas out in like one click, as Josh just did.
Right? Is Runway available for everyone? Yeah, it is. It's available. There's few tiers. It's free if you want to just use SD standard definition, which I probably wouldn't want to do. And so I'm paying $35 a month.
The standard, you can go in and experiment with it. It's free to like use and stuff. I think the export you can export is like you can only do standard, which is like good enough for social media, to be honest. But then, like if you had a project on, $35 is nothing a month to say, right, I'm just going to stick that onto the project budget and just roast.
It's definitely worth it. It's definitely worth it. But I forgot about that. You could use it, and you only have to pay if you want to export. And it's like you're not paying per export. You're paying once every month.
Yeah. So.
And I think those prices are going to go down too. I was talking to I was talking to them about that, and they truly want to like expand out into like all these countries where, as far as conversion rates, like $35 is a different, in their currency, it's a little bit more expensive.
Yeah, so, I reckon if you get more users on it, you definitely get the price down. But it's really cool seeing that happen in our time. Like it's definitely everything's just moving, isn't it? So
it's amazing.
We're gonna see a lot of creative videos, a lot of new
So okay, Bernie has an idea. So say you are someone like that guy up there that's like, you know what, I'm at the beginning of my career, I don't have any connections. The only way I can really earn money right now is Fiverr, right? Or whatever. This is gonna change the game for people on Fiverr, because even though this technological shift has happened, not everyone knows that. Like all these people that are like in corporate bigwigs that, or even other creatives, they don't know. And so this is going to be kind of a way to really make more money and make, increase their efficiency. And, you could probably do like, who knows what they charge,
Yeah. I mean, here's one thing I think the guys for, asking about price and stuff like that in Fiverr.
Mm-hmm.
What I've seen work with me is, even though you figure out the budget of your client, if you're willing to do it for that, whatever you're doing, just put like a discount on. So say what you would like to charge eventually is like, say $300 a day. Okay.
Mhm.
So you want to charge that eventually. And the client comes, it's like, this is my budget, this is what I've got. Okay. When you invoice them, just put that discount in. So when
Mhm.
they come to you eventually, come back to you, they're like, okay, I think this guy charges this daily. Does that make
Mhm.
sense to you guys? So you don't go, oh yeah, it's $150 a day. Say, okay, it's 150 and I've given you a 50% discount for the first go, whatever, just to get your foot in the door. Because it's really hard after that to raise your prices. Like if you're working with someone and they're just used to paying X amount, it's really hard to go, actually, I need a bit more for that work.
That makes sense. That's a really good.
I don't know, you
Good
figure it
point.
out, but with some people I've managed to do that and it's worked.
That's
I
dope.
think that's a great approach. Yeah.
Yeah.
To kind of basically anchor your price and then your value right off the bat. So it doesn't seem like you're saying, it just seems like the client's like, all right, why is this guy like suddenly raising his prices all of a sudden, without much justification? But
And they
if
actually
that's-
appreciate the price they got.
yeah, exactly. They feel like they get like a discount at least
Yeah.
for being like the first time working with that
Yeah.
client or something.
But even if you do stuff for free, I think you should still invoice people and just go minus whatever your day rate is. Because it's definitely like people appreciate value. They'll pay more attention to you if they're paying you. Yeah, definitely do that.
Yeah.
How's your streaming stuff going, Herman? What was that? The stubbing the foot on the desk. That was
Dude, that was
pretty dope.
cool.
So was
Oh,
that
yeah.
a streaming thing? Like what was
So-
it you did?
Streaming on Twitch has always been honestly like not where I put any of my attention on really. I only do it as a byproduct if I'm working on something and I can actually share it, and then it gives a chance for people who might be curious about the process to like come and hang out and find out and see the behind the scenes of things. Because I'll never like create content or like just stream for the sake of streaming. It's more just like if I have a YouTube idea that I want to do, and I'm like, all right, well, while I'm creating this, like this isn't confidential, it's not client work, so let me just stream it, and then let people see. If even if they can't catch it, then at least they can check out the VODs afterwards. And I'm giving them kind of a platform to do that if they're actually interested. But yeah, so the stubbing the foot thing was just for one of my tutorials that I put out like just a week ago, and it was a trial for the template that I'm giving out for free. So yeah,
Dude, that looks dope.
Bro,
That
that's
looks
like,
so dope.
oh, thanks, man.
I watch Herman stuff and I'm like, darn man, it's so clean. Like I'm like, I need to spend more time in After Effects, honestly.
I'm
Thank
using
you.
like Deep Glow. Like I remember, like so I hadn't heard of Deep Glow before. I think you put it in one of these tutorials, and like,
I put deep glow on everything.
well, you talked about it in one of these tutorials. I forgot which one, but
Like the difference between the After Effects
and
default
then
one.
the Deep Glow one, yeah,
Yeah,
so true.
Yeah, there's a difference. It's like you can do it. You can just do it with the built-in glow, and you can get something similar. But deep glow is just like you slap it on, and instantly looks good.
Yeah, I want to start trying out some of those scripts too from Sean's tutorial. That's crazy. For some reason, not for some reason. I think I always knew about expressions, and then I'd heard about scripts like here and there, but I've kind of forgotten they existed. And then I'm always seeing like advertisements for AE scripts, and but I've never really used it. Like, oh dang, it's a thing.
But it's the coding side, isn't it? Like I've tried to avoid coding. Like my degree's in pretty much coding. I've tried to avoid it so much. I'm like, if I can avoid coding, I'll do it. And then I've gotten into expressions a bit. I'm like, I'm pretty much just wiggling everything. Like,
now, with scripts actually, see, I don't know any of this stuff. So like for my understand, the scripts are like behind the scenes, right? You're not actually typing in a code. It's almost like they've created a script for you, and then you just slap it on.
Yeah, I don't know too much about scripts either. Scripts are usually, I think they're basically like packaged things. They're like almost like plugins. Yeah, exactly. So you don't go in and type the values. Like that's what expressions are, I guess, right? But scripts are just kind of like they actually have like an interface where it's like they've already done all the back end stuff. You just gotta click buttons to make things happen.
Gotcha, okay.
From what I understood from Sean's tutorial, it's all the tasks that you could do, but it'd probably take you 10 minutes. to do, but with a script, it's basically just like 2 seconds.
It's like presets in
Yeah.
Premiere, basically.
This is a good question right here. We're in an age when we can record footage on a phone and make incredible VFX artists. I'm curious, how does an entry-level person decide on what cameras they should use? Let's get like a Sony 6400.
Just use
If you don't want to use a phone.
Like,
I'm still not. Anyway, yeah.
Okay, so here's my thing. I've seen this, but I think if you can get a good image with the phone, you'll kill it with an actual camera. So if you know how to manipulate light and how to light your subject, and if you've only got a phone, just go out and film in natural light. Get one of those, get like a soft light, you know, I can't, what are they called? I've got a few here.
Diffusions?
Yeah, it's like a diffuser, and then it's like you zip it up and it's got like a black thing on it. One of those like 5-in-1 kind of things.
Like a bounce thing. Like
yeah. It's like bounce,
get one of them
bounce
and just like learn how to use that.
yeah.
And
Quinn even made that video.
Reflector.
Like
Was that,
with the phone.
Yeah,
Oh,
like, just
yeah.
do it with your
Yeah,
phone.
yeah, exactly. That's like
And then
proof that whatever Dave is saying like is totally valid. You know, just using your phone.
but I think it's the knowledge. People, I've seen this, like everybody's asking me like, oh, what camera should I get? Should I get Blackmagic? I was like, have you ever used the camera? It's like, no. It's like, don't get Blackmagic then. Like if you learn how to manipulate light and lighting your subject, and just start with a cheap ring light and learn how to use that. And I've just been geeking out on like people's lighting at the moment. I'm like, darn, man. Like even Herman, your video on your channel, I don't know what you use for that green like hair light, but that looked dope.
Yeah. I was like, yeah.
Which one was that again?
I like Herman's like
it's
edge
your latest
light.
one. It's your latest one on your channel. I thought it was the NAND light, but he's like, oh, I filmed this before the NAND light.
Yeah.
That's
so
true.
those are LED lights that I bought a while ago. They were like my budget solution to have like RGB lights, because I've always wanted like tube lights for like the longest time. Like while like quasars were like the talk of the town for like filmmaking, you know. And then I just couldn't justify the price. And then now there's more affordable options. And then I found like these lights that I kept using for so long called Yongnuo lights. They're basically like off-brand kind of like lights that you can buy off Amazon, and one stick of it is like, I think like maybe like 130-ish. So it's not as bad as like, you know, buying quasars or the competitors. And then NAND light is, you know, more affordable, still not like considered cheap, but it's
it still stings.
Yeah,
hey,
exactly.
I got a couple of, well, I got these. Have you seen these?
I don't think so.
Bro, these are like, no, this is a Elonzi one. They cost about like, I don't know, maybe $40, $30.
Nice.
Wow.
Black Friday. But then the cool thing is they've got a magnet on them. So you just like pop them on rails
sick.
And stuff. And then I reckon for like product stuff, you could just easily, it's an RGB one.
Oh yeah.
So you can just easily like use that instead of a big light.
That's a good idea. You just said pop them on nails, like put a nail in the wall and it like sticks.
Yeah. I mean,
it's a good idea.
I used it. I was filming someone's podcast and I was like, oh, I've got these, like these are the same ones, but just like square. They're all magnetic. So I just stuck them just behind the subject. I was like, that looks so much better. But it's just an easy solution. No power pack, just like it's all battery.
That's great.
But
yeah.
But things are so accessible now, aren't they?
Yeah, exactly. It's so much more accessible now.
So learn how to use light.
I think we'll go for like 5 more minutes, guys, and then we're gonna wrap it up. I'm gonna
Josh is getting hungry.
I am hungry. I want to shoot something for the tutorial before it gets dark. It's getting dark so early these days. It's like already 4. I'm surprised it's not dark already.
Yeah, it was dark over here at 2:00. It's a bit.
Yeah, it's the UK for you,
bro.
Nah, I'm gonna have to visit, man. I want to visit
like that in the UK.
Visit the Midlands.
Now it is. It's
the
like
winter.
Winter. Yeah. What are you
it gets
gonna
dark early here too, but like my early is like 4 to 5 p.m. Usually it gets dark around like 7 p.m. ish, but with our whole daylight savings,
Vancouver, so you're all up. Yeah, you're higher north. Yeah, that's dope. So guys, before we head on out, What would be Dave, what's like a normal Midlands breakfast?
Well, over here they'd love that they've got the big English breakfast. So you get
Wait, it's not
your
breakfast time over
eggs.
there. I'm thinking Australia. It's like it's late over there. That's fine.
Is it?
Yeah, you get
Oh, it's super late. Oh yeah, over here it is. I don't know. You get your oh darn it. What's the deep fried potato thing called? Hash browns. So you get your hash browns and your eggs, and they do tomatoes. They do,
boiled tomatoes.
they do black pudding, which I'm not too keen on. Do you know what
It's
black pudding is?
No, I've never heard of that.
It's like blood.
It's congealed blood. It's basically like eating scabs.
What kind of blood is it though? Because in Chinese culture, like we eat like congealed pig's blood.
Yeah, I
That's
think
like a thing.
I don't know what it is, to be honest. I
It's like
feel like
cow's
it's
blood, right? Oh,
maybe. I
oh, it
don't
is
know.
big.
I don't know.
Dang.
I stay away from that stuff.
Yeah. Anyway, that's
Um,
cool.
But no, man, it's nice to see you guys for sure.
Good to see all of everyone here in the room as well.
What's your next tutorial, Herman? I always feel like you got
That's a good
something
question,
like something
'cause-
cooking.
Yeah, I mean, there's something that's going to be cooking through the Olufemii channel. It's just we're still figuring that out. But
Oh, wait, should we not
yeah.
say? I think we could say. Or yeah, yes.
Yes?
Something
Wait.
good is happening. We're
Did we
doing
figure something out?
another series possibly, or the same series.
Oh yes, that might be happening. Yeah.
Yeah. Edit your videos.
Herman, that thing you put about the Bebop Cowboy, that little
Oh yeah, the
sequence you put
Cowboy
up.
Bebop. Yeah.
Sorry. Have you released a tutorial on that?
In terms of a tutorial, not necessarily. It's just more like a behind the scenes.
Right,
And then I
got it.
edit it on stream just
With
because
the coin thing.
Yeah, the coin thing.
that looked dope. I was like,
oh, thank you. Yeah, I saw that scene and I was like, this is actually really similar to a project that I did before that involved like a coin flipping. So I was like, all right, let's just take a day and just knock it out and see how it goes.
Yeah, I'd love to
That's
see
dope.
you roscope that in Runway. Click.
Oh,
I should
yes,
have.
Herman.
I think
Yes.
I think the only thing that wouldn't quite work out for that is because I taped it to a stick and it's like on the coin. So I'd be able to roto it out so that I get rid of, like the green screen or whatever and the stick, but I still need to kind of like get rid of that tape on the coin. So things like that. But damn, if only I had that Runway.
Don't you have I
save
feel
some
like
time.
if you'd have a glue gun. Have you got a glue gun?
The glue gun didn't quite work, or at least I tried using super glue
Did it not?
and it didn't work.
All right.
Yeah, unfortunately. But
Yeah. What's
What's
Herman's
your
channel name?
name?
It's Herman
You can just
Wong.
look up my name. Yeah, I'll post it on the chat.
I spelled it right, Herman? I don't flip the U and the A.
Oh no, you got it, man.
I think that's
Nice.
right. Try spelling my last name.
Dude, I've actually tried before, and I always have to like. But you're all secretive on the internet, so I was like, wait. So it's chats. Wait, do you want your last name up there?
I'm not bothered.
Okay, wait. Let me try to remember.
Like-
So it's chats.
If you can spell it, you deserve to find me.
Where does the Greco come from? Your screen
I'm
name
just
then?
just Greek.
Greek.
So when I moved over, everybody couldn't say my last name, so they just it's Dave the Greek. It's like, so yeah, I was like, yeah, it works for me. So it kind of stuck.
Gotcha.
And it's an easy handle to remember. So as soon as I say it, you pretty much spell it straight away.
Yeah. Wow. Hey guys, this has been fun. It's time for me to. First of all, you need to get some sleep, Dave. Me and Herman need to get some food.
I was gonna try to knock out this tutorial, but I think I'll do it. I'm gonna do it tomorrow.
Ooh, which tutorial?
It's the lyric video one. I worked on a
Ooh.
lyric video.
Oh yeah.
A low budget lyric video. Somebody was like, "Oh, can you make a lyric video?" I was like, "I think." When people come and say, "Oh, it'd be super simple," I'm like, "No, it's not," because I'll give you what you're asking for,
You
and
need
then you'll
Nick's
come
Just a
back.
minute. Just
you
60
need Nick's
seconds.
music video creator
Yeah.
pack.
But even that, yeah. But people like, "Oh yeah, just you can knock it out." I'm like, "No, I'll give it to you the way you think you want it, and then you'll say, oh, can I have this and that?" So I took it a step further, and then I put some stuff in After Effects. I feel like my workflow is pretty quick, so I'll just stick a tutorial out there, see what people think.
So-
Nick's tutorial seems to be killing, so I'm tapping into the lyric video stuff.
Yeah. No, seriously. Seriously.
Quick thing I wanna kind of put out there in chat is that
Oh, yeah.
for the next thing that's coming out, like basically it's the next episode for the edit your footage series, and the guy that the footage that I was going to use, the guy's not getting back to me. So if there's anyone in the chat who wants me to edit their footage for the next episode, then just send me a link. Send me a link through my email, and I can drop that in the chat if you guys want to see that happen.
Do it.
It'll be loads of guys
Do
on
it.
Fiverr now, just giving you all their work.
Yeah, right, man. That's so right. Hey guys,
So fun.
it's been fun. We will all see you guys on the channel this week. Please check out Runway Week this week on the channel.
This one, Chen.
It's been fun, guys. See you guys soon.